What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video and to the channel. So before I get into the topic of this video, yes, as you guys saw, I already damaged the front lip that I just put on in my last video. I already damaged it, and it happened in the most ridiculous, preventable way, and it just really annoys me. But yeah, this front lip did not even last a week before it took damage, and it happened where I expected it to happen, pulling out of my driveway. So yeah, like I mentioned in my last video, and I'd mentioned a few times before in my previous videos, I have a pretty steep driveway with a pretty significant dip. So as you guys can see, I have some bumps there so that it makes it not as steep. These definitely do help a lot, but with the F80 just sitting so low in the front, they really still don't do much. And then now with the front lip, the clearance is even less. So I will scrape unless I take it at the right angle, you know, pulling out of the driveway. And yeah, that's exactly the reason why this happened. I did not take a good angle. I pretty much went like head on into it almost, pretty much. I only did like a slight angle because I had a car parked on this side of the driveway and I didn't have enough room to do like a really hard angle that's almost like parallel to the sidewalk. That's really the only way to get through my driveway without scraping. I have to take a very hard angle that is literally almost parallel to the sidewalk. But I hadn't figured that out yet. It wasn't until after this happened that I figured out I just need to take a very crazy, significant angle and I could get out of my driveway without hardly scraping at all. But yeah, that is how this happened. Just my inexperience, you know, driving around with this car, since this is still all new to me. But yeah, now I know for the future, and I actually already ordered a new lip because I just don't want to waste any time. I probably could get this repaired, but I would just rather get a new lip. For me, that would just be more convenient. But the exciting part about that is that I also ordered some new side skirt extensions and then the diffuser I was talking about in my last video. So yeah, I just decided to just go all in and get everything, and then I'll be putting everything on the F80 at once. So look out for a future video where I do all that. This way I can have the F80 just looking complete with the carbon aero and not just have only a front lip and no side skirts and no diffuser and just kind of looking incomplete. So yeah, I am super excited and I can't wait to install all of those pieces. And with all of that being said, let's move on to the topic of today's video, because I kind of got sidetracked here talking about the front lip and the carbon aero. So the main topic for this video is to install some new 3.7-inch stainless steel exhaust tips on the F80. So taking a look at my current exhaust tips, I still have the stock exhaust tips that you get from factory. The only thing with mine is that I have the black chrome tips that you get with the competition package. But honestly, I'm not really a fan of black exhaust tips. I like silver or stainless steel looking exhaust tips. On top of that, these are pretty small, so I want something bigger. So yeah, with all of that being said, I'm gonna be changing out these tips for exactly what I just described. Some exhaust tips that are stainless steel with a silver finish and that are bigger and more aggressive looking than these. So here are the new exhaust tips, and as you guys can see, they are exactly what I just described. Stainless steel with a silver finish, a nice clean silver finish, and they have a larger outlet of 3.7 inches. And on top of that, they are single walled, so they look pretty big for only being 3.7 inches. I had 4-inch exhaust tips on my F30, and those honestly look smaller than these, but those were dual walled, so the actual opening looked smaller. But yeah, in my opinion, these look the best on F80s and F82s. Also, you may have noticed that these are clamp on, so I don't have to weld these to the muffler. That way I can remove these easily if I want to go back to the stock exhaust tips or put a different size or different style exhaust tip on the muffler. So yeah, these are pretty much perfect and exactly what I am looking for. Hopefully they turn out how I envision them. But yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to remove the stock exhaust tips. So the way that these exhaust tips are set up, like with most BMW exhaust tips, is that there is an inner exhaust tip and then an outer exhaust tip that can be removed. So this portion here that's painted in the black chrome can be removed. It can slide out this way, but it is like clamped very tightly together with the inner exhaust tip. So it takes some force to like pull these out. You essentially have to like hit it out with a hammer on the bottom here. Just continuously hit it out until it slowly starts sliding outward, and then eventually you can just pull it off. Now there is like this special tool that you can use to like easily pry this piece off, but I don't have that tool. So I'm just gonna be using these two tools here, like this crowbar looking metal tool, and then just a hammer. So basically I'm gonna be using this end of the crowbar looking tool and placing it right here on the bottom back side of the exhaust tip. And then I'm gonna be hitting the back side of this tool right where it curves there with the hammer, just repeatedly over and over until the exhaust tip slowly starts to slide off of the inner exhaust tip. There we go. Wasn't too difficult, just took quite a few hits with the hammer. Took like about a minute and 30 seconds, not too long. Alright, so here I have the stock tips with the new tips. So we have a little comparison here, and you can see the most obvious difference is that the stock tips have an angled outlet. The new tips just have a straight cut outlet that is not angled, which honestly I think looks better. Not really a fan of the angled cut exhaust tips, but you can see also that the new tips that I'm going to install are a bit bigger than the stock tips. And you can also see the inner pieces that were holding the stock tips to the inner tip. You can see there those metal pieces. So yeah, like I said, I think these are gonna look a lot better than the stock tips. So now let's go ahead and throw on the new exhaust tips. Alright, so here we get a good look at the new stainless steel exhaust tips installed on the muffler. Now, they do look good, and they did exactly what I wanted them to do, but honestly, they kind of look too big, and they kind of look a bit goofy, but I think it's because it needs a larger, more aggressive diffuser, which, like I said, I already got coming in, so I think once I put that diffuser on, these tips are going to look more proportionate, because right now they just look kind of too big for this diffuser that I currently have on the car, which I believe is just the genuine performance diffuser from BMW that the previous owner put on. But yeah, it's just too small for these tips, I think. But regardless, I still love this stainless steel silver look over the black chrome look. These just stand out more, I feel like, with black tips. They don't really stand out, but these definitely look more aggressive and bigger, obviously. But like I said, they just kind of look a little bit off because there's really nothing in the rear. It just needs a bigger diffuser. Also, I kind of don't like how you can see the inner tip in the middle inside the larger new tips. You can see there. But honestly, you really can't notice it until you're like this close. From far away, you really can't tell, honestly. And it just kind of blends in with the new tips. Also, here's how much they protrude out of the bumper. It definitely is more than the stock tips, but it's not too much to the point where it looks kind of weird and goofy. Also, they keep that staggered look where the outer tip is more inward and the inner tip sticks out more. They definitely do stand out and draw more attention to the bottom of the rear bumper there where the muffler is. But yeah, now I am even more excited to get that diffuser on so I could bring this all together. Alright, so I think that is going to do it for these exhaust tips. Like I said, I got a full carbon aero package coming with a new lip to replace the damaged one, the new side skirts, and the new diffuser. That is definitely going to help with the look of the new exhaust tips. It's going to make everything in the rear look more proportionate, just overall clean and balanced. Right now, the exhaust tips kind of look a bit goofy because they're just really big and everything else on the rear bumper is just kind of small and not really aggressive and, you know, matching the energy. But yeah, that diffuser is definitely going to help with that and just bring everything together and give the F80 complete new, more aggressive look that I cannot wait to see and I cannot wait to show you guys. So yeah, stay tuned. Either the next video or maybe 2 to 3 videos from now, I am going to be installing all of those pieces in one video, and I am just super excited. I cannot wait to get all that on the car and to show you guys and then see the final result. I know I said like 2 videos ago that I wasn't going to do anything significant, but after doing the front lip, I just decided just to go all in, at least on the carbon aero, and just get everything, just to have it on the car already, so the car just looks complete with everything and, you know, it doesn't look like it's missing something. But with all that being said, I think that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more content if you liked what you saw in this video. Also, feel free to check out inline6auto.com if you're looking for any aftermarket modifications for your BMW. These exhaust tips will be on that website. I'll leave a link in the description as usual. Feel free to check it out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.